Many salutations to viewers and coins of the vault alike. I am Tatsumari, the self-proclaimed keeper of Maple Story lore and stories alike. There are many who do it, but I am the only one who does it like me. So, tonight, we are here with another May the Word stream, and yes, I know I said I would do it at 6:30, but the reason I am so late is because I had set my alarm to make sure to wake me up, because I was feeling very, very sleepy this afternoon. So, I decided to set my alarm just to wake me up, to make sure I was on time. Well, the one thing I didn't remember is that when you put your phone on vibrate for other reasons, that alarm obeys the vibrate rules. And so I did not hear my alarm going off until 7 o'clock. So that is why I didn't even hear my alarm going off, and then I woke up, I was like, I wonder why my alarm hasn't gone off. And then I looked at the time, 7 o'clock. Oh no! So it's time, and then I remembered, oh crap, I had some issues with my streaming software for another thing. Not my streaming software, but the same kind of streaming software for a different thing that I had earlier today. So I had to update a couple drivers and do the update on the streaming software. So that is why I am late. Mostly because I set my alarm and I left my phone on vibrate, and it didn't override the vibrate. So, yeah, that's really why. But we are here now. We are going to write. So, be sure and click that follow or subscribe button to become a coin of the vault so you never ever miss when I go live. Now, another thing that we're going to be doing, I will be listening to some music. However, because YouTube doesn't like it when I listen to that music, I will let you get. Here is the playlist that I will be listening from. And the particular music that I will be listening to, the particular video I will be listening to, is called When Everything That Matters Seems to End. That is the video I will be listening to initially. And you guys can listen along with me as we do some typing, or any of the music that is on that playlist for writing. This is just a collection of videos I found across YouTube that I like to listen to while reading, writing, or doing whatever. So, yeah, that is right there. But there is another thing that we need to take care of. And that is the fact that there is going to be an ad break over on Twitch for everybody. Because if Twitch didn't take its pound of flesh here at the beginning, I would not be able to do what I do with them or without you guys. So thank you all for coming. And if you're on YouTube, you shall see me convene with my dragon brethren with a little bit of debate, I guess. While those of you on Twitch, you'll see the same thing, but we'll have a nice little music on either one, and you may get caught up in an ad thing. So we shall do that, and then once that is complete, we shall come back and we shall do some writing. So don't go anywhere. We shall be back after these massages. Alrighty, we are back and ready to do stuff. So, here we are. I will be doing some writing on an original story of mine that I have been slowly but surely rewriting from many, many years ago. And you guys can write whatever you are interested in. Like I said, this is part of the May the Words streaming event. There we go. And for everybody that is part of this event, you can check them out, and whatever you write, you can attribute however many words you worked on using the tracker there in the previous message, and attribute your words to any one of these streamers if you so desire. There are some rules a little further down on the tracker to show you exactly how you count your words and in what category they would go to. But all in all, yes, that is what we're after. And today, me and my community, we are aiming for 50,000 words overall. We were, and then all the May word streamers, we were aiming for 1.5 million words total. However, that record has been smashed, and now we are currently aiming for 2.25 million words. We're almost there for that goal, so yeah, we'll see if we can get there. My community over here, we're about 2,000 words short of the 50,000 word goal. I think we have one more May the Word stream left this month. So let's see if we can get to that 50,000 goal. And another thing is, you do not have to only attribute your words whenever I am on stream or when any of the other people are on stream. You can attribute your words even off stream whenever you want. So, yeah. So, we are here in the office, in the writing office. I shall get my music up and running. And yes, I know you guys can't hear it. That is because, YouTube doesn't like the fact that I listen to music while doing this stuff. So that is why the stream is quiet. But you can listen to any of the music that I am listening to using this link here. Come on, I can spell. There we go. And yeah. So, let us get ready to slam some words down on the page. I will leave the mic active, just so you can hear the tippity-tappity of the keyboard that I'm working with. Just so that way it's not totally just mindless stuff. Yeah. We'll also be doing this in 30-minute stretches. So during those stretches, for anybody who is watching, at least on Twitch, you can shed your scales and redeem your rewards at any time. I just won't fulfill them immediately, at least the ones that require my attention, so that way I can concentrate on the writing as much as possible until that 30 minutes is over with. Once the 30 minutes is done, then I have a queue on my side so I can see who redeemed what and in what order so that they can be fulfilled. All right. In the meantime, let's get writing. In 3, a 2, a 1, and go! I'm going to mute my mic here for a little bit just because I'm going to be chewing on something, and I highly doubt you want to hear me chewing on stuff. Oh, something else I forgot to mention while we're working on this. If you guys have a short story for the prompt, you can use the command up there in the bottom of the rules, and we'll read ourselves, or we'll read a your short story that went with it. Surnova, welcome, welcome. Ink and play with the 3-stream streak. Let's go! Oh, and Suo with the 5-stream streak. Let's go! You can use the link in this little message right here that I just put in the chat right now, the May the Words tracker, and you should be able to just put it in there. Let's see. I'll show you how to. Oh wait, for the prompt you mean, or for May the Words? Hayden, welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening? Okay. I'm good. Just playing Jigsaw with some scenes. They're coming together. Nice! Okay, ink and play. When the time comes, when this is over with, or when this stretch is over, if you look at the screen, there should be a, not a prompt, but a command at the bottom of the rules over here that you can use to say, hey, I got a thing to read. So that's what you use, and just to get my attention with. And since you're playing Jigsaw with your scenes, Hayden, how's your story coming together? I know you said you had to do. I think it was you who said you had to do some rewrites because you changed over a scene different ways. I think it was you changed over a scene to earlier in the story. How's that working out? Oops, that's not what I wanted to go. Oh, nice, nice, Hayden. Yes, let's go. Alrighty, that is the end of the first writing stretch tonight. So, for those of you writing along, how many words did you get done? I got 554. Yay! I was hoping to get somewhere around 500 done this stretch. But what about you guys? How much did you get done? 381. Let's go! Oh, Mama Redneck says a thing. Now, I'll get to it just a second here. I'm checking out something on my side. Because I need to catch up on where I am in the story. I'm from the old version. All right. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. I found where I'm at, and I know what I'm after now. So, let's check out Mama Rednax's short story over here. In just a second. All right. So, I'm not. What is this called, by the way? Is it called Crippled God or is it called Grab Tissues? Crippled God. Oh, okay. All right. Didn't name it. Okay. So we should call it Crippled God by Mama Rednax. The world wasn't always a cruel and unforgiving place. There was a time that I knew what it meant to be loved and wanted. My mother cared for me and my brothers and sisters, but those times were not to last. I was still little when I was taken from her. Taken to a place I didn't understand, I was forced into obedience, though I didn't know the language. Still, I tried. I did my best to do as I was instructed, but it never seemed to be enough for my master. Mistreated, forced to do the bidding of others, I grew bitter. I tried to run away many times, but each time I was caught and brought back to my master. Then, one day, I finally made it. I was free to live my life with no one to beat me when I did something wrong. I tried to find a way back to my mother, to the life I had known in my youth, but I didn't know how to get there. I traveled, trying to find a place to call home, but no one welcomed me. Not until I found this place. When I arrived, I was close to death, having gone for too long without something to eat. The men fed me until my strength returned. They gave me a warm place to sleep at night, no longer left out in the cold. I began to watch the men here. Daily they would come with their offerings and set them at the feet of the Mighty One. When I was strong enough, I began to watch over the grounds. When thieves and robbers would come, I would warn the men, lifting up my voice in a mighty cry. But then came the day the soldiers attacked. I did what I could to protect those that had taken care of me, throwing myself at those that were harming them. But I was far too small to save them. I stayed by their side, unable to do anything but bring comfort in their last moments, showing kindness to those who had shown it to me first. Now, there was no one left but me. Gone are those that would come daily to present their offerings to the Mighty One. Gone is the warmth and life of this place that had become my home. But still, I stay. I don't know the words the men used to say. I can't speak their language, but I know the sounds meant they were showing their love and devotion. I am all that is left, and so that responsibility falls to me. Each day I venture out into the unforgiving world in search of offerings. I know they pale in comparison to what the men would bring, but I find what I can. I still continue to watch over the grounds. I keep away those that aren't here to bring offerings, driving them away with my angry shouts. With no more hearth, I shiver at night. But I find peace at the feet of the Mighty One. Then came the day that I made a mistake. I was caught trying to take a piece of meat from the market. The shop owner cornered me in an alley and beat me for my theft. Injured, I fought to make my way back home to my home, to the feet of the Mighty One. I had no offering to bring this time, as I felt my life beginning to fade. I let out a soft plea, hoping that the Mighty One would forgive me for my failings. The sun still shone, but its warmth no longer reached me. As my breaths grew heavy and the ground beneath me grew cold, I heard a voice calling out to me. A strong hand laid itself upon my head as I beheld the Mighty One smiling down at me, no longer frozen in place upon the broken throne.
For all the gifts I have received,
the deep voice boomed,
yours were the only ones given without demand.
His voice grew softer as his hand moved to stroke my ear.
Together, we will leave this world. You are a very good dog.
All right, yes. Yeah, probably gonna need a few tissues here now at the end. Let's go. Thank you very much, Mama Rednecks. Yeah. That one stung a little bit. Serious love it. Yeah. Like my philosophy on stuff like this is if it makes, as you're writing it, if it makes you cry, it's probably going to make other people cry. At least that's my take on it. All right. So, I mean, I don't really have any other questions about it. It seems like it's pretty well wrapped up and everything together, so yeah. And now that everyone is thoroughly depressed, anybody else? Does anyone else have any more prompts to read? It was a really good prompt. This one's gonna make me sit and think. Yeah. Like if I was going to submit one, I would probably go the route that, like started out in the final moments, the dog's final moments, but that the deity was like being. They can see that it's kind of self-serving at the same time, but they're also thankful for the dog's devotion to them. So they would grant, like using some of their power, they would grant them, essentially make them into a Charlie Barkin from, what is it? All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, I believe it is. Giving them the ability to speak and kind of make them a paladin of that god. Like a D&D paladin, not a historical paladin. Those are a little different. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do. And then Charlie is in both. I know he's in both, but I'm pretty sure in the first one it was only the little girl that could understand him, whereas in the second one he was given the ability to speak to just everybody in general. That's kind of what I mean. Okay, so Ink, I knew you said you had a prompt. You done the prompt. If you use the command that's at the end of the rules here, and then send me a Google Doc link, a Google Doc share link, then that's how we'll do stuff. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay. So. All right. Let us get ready for the next writing stretch. We shall do some more adding of words to the stories. Or editing. Doesn't necessarily have to be strictly writing. Who's ready to go? Let me see some dragon hearts in the chat! Alrighty. So, and if you I know it's silent right now, but again, I'll just I'll put it up here so you guys have something to click again. If you guys want to listen along to some music that while you're working, I know it's quiet right now and you only hear is the of my keyboard. But this is the playlist that I am listening to. I am currently listening to the video called, let's see. Nope, that's not it. When Everything That Matters Seems to End. That is the video I am listening to currently. But you can listen to any one of the videos that's in there. It's only quiet because YouTube doesn't like to listen, doesn't like having the music in the video, so that is why it's quiet. But let's get ready for our next writing stretch in 3, a 2, a 1, and go. So we do have an ad break coming up. However, I'm just going to continue powering on through this. So for those of you over on Twitch, if you're immune to ads, cool. If not, well, you'll be back shortly. So, sorry. Don't have very much control over it. Hang on, guys. I am currently doing some moderator stuff in the background, so give me just a second here. All right. There we go. Pans! How's it going? Yeah, I was trying to add a new one of those Streambot websites to my banned word list. That's what was going. Time to get it in without passing out first. Nice! Thanks for stopping by. You know, don't push yourself. Don't, you know. I would rather you get a little bit of good night's sleep rather than, you know, trying to force it and ended up passing out. From theater seasons straight to exam. That's the worst. Oh, you're full of sugar. Oh, that's even worse. You are going to crash so hard. You're going to be like, you're just... Everyone, if you hear a plane going down, just... It's probably Pans. Basement with your friends as you are blindfolded trying to whack 'em. Ooh. With a pool noodle or a stick? Both plus Nerf guns. Ha ha ha! Nice. Are you kind of one of those people that if you were to have like a ton of money to go buy Nerf guns, you would get yourself like an entire walking arsenal with you? Like, like you would be, what is it? I think his name is Hound from Transformers. Like you would just have just guns and guns everywhere, strapped all over you. You look like a walking arsenal. Would be calling me to war. Yeah, I would probably like me myself. I would probably have a couple of those. Like I think they call them the long shots. They kind of look like sniper rifles. I would have a couple of those, like one across my, like two across my back. I'd probably have see if they come up with. I can't remember if they had pistols or not, but I have a pistol, one on each hip. Um, and I'd probably have, I don't know, one of their like quote unquote assault rifle things for like my main weapon. And then I'd probably also have somewhere along the way that the chain gun that they had. I think it was a chain gun. Let me see. Yeah. The the Gatling gun, the X shot Gatling gun. I think it is. I think somebody else. I want to say they made what is it called? Not a Gao 8. The minigun, the actual minigun. The M134. That's what it is. I believe somebody made a Nerf version of the M134. Dude, this thing like churns through Nerf darts like you wouldn't believe. It must take hours to put the chain together for this thing, but it just like churns through. Just... I'll have to see if I can find it really quick. Yeah, it's Okay, I think he calls it the mother of all blasters. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see if I can put it on screen really quick. Hold on. I need to pause the music. Let's see. All right, let me bring this down. We'll bring this over here. Yeah, this thing right here. The thing is insane. So look, he's got a whole backpack full of them. Oh man, that thing is insane. All right. Yeah, here we go. Alrighty, there is the end of the next writing stretch. So, how did everybody do? How many words did you get? Let's see, I got 346. Not as many as I wanted, but I also had to do some research, and I went on a tangent, so that's on me. But how about everybody else? How many writing did you do? Yes, I can English. I'm up to 671 now. Yes! Let's go! All right, so we have a little time here between writing stretches. So with that in mind, being that we have a lot of extra time over here, I've usually done this last time, but would you guys rather me read some more of the story that I am working on? Or would you like to do another writing stretch? I'm trying to get this old fountain pen to work. It's got fresh ink cartridge, but I can't get the ink to stop pooling. Ooh. Maybe back it off like just a tiny... Wait, is it the one you have to dip, or does it have... Oh, it's a fountain pen. Duh, so it's one you have to dip. Okay. That's the top of the nib. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't have much advice for you. I'm not an expert on that. Okay. I was gonna say if it has a cartridge in it or something like that, maybe back it off like just a little bit of a turn. See if that helps. But I again, this is not my area of expertise, so. But again, the question still remains. Should I read some of this story that I'm working on? Would you like to hear me read some of Maple Story the novel? Or should we do another writing stretch? Good with either? Okay. Anybody else? What say you? I know there's a few people in here. I say read. Okay, we got one for reading. That's always my answer. All right. So then if we are going to read, what should I read? Should I read this? Should I read some of Sacred Tears or Guardians even? Because this particular story, I don't have it anywhere available for anybody. So whatever I read is what you get. However, Sacred Tears. So, however, Sacred Tears and Guardians are available right now, speaking of which. They are available over on Wattpad and Inkit right now. Both of those stories. Sacred Tears, Maple Story the novel, Sacred Tears, and Guardians. They are both available on Inkit and Wattpad if you want to check it out. And if you want to read beyond those books, you can check it out over on AO3 or fanfiction.net for A New Dawn and part of probably about little under, maybe a little over half of Legends of Osiria. So, what say you, rednecks? It appears that the decision of reading is going to be the one that wins out. So, make your choice.
What do we read?
You get to make the call. Sacred Tears, okay? Is there a particular chapter you would like me to read? Or just start from the beginning? If you don't mind, I technically pirate some of the YouTube videos by downloading them so I can listen to school. They blocked all of YT, so I need to download. That's fine. This is just the playlist that I have is just stuff that I like to listen to while I am doing stuff. I don't care what you do. I am not a police of what you do with whatever it is. Whatever it is you do with them, that's your business. I just like to listen to them on YouTube myself. Maple Story novel, okay. Oh! Ink and Play has something. Ink and Play has something. Okay. So, yeah, I have Sacred Tears. I actually have Oh, you mean the audiobook. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, I have the audiobook up on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist on there. So, yeah, that's, if you need to download it because things got banned, okay. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Emotional damage saved by Ink and Play. All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. All right, so let's check this out really quick. No, I didn't want it over there. I want it over here. All right, so this would be Sisters by Ink and Play. The once glowing crown is now in dull colors and in pieces. I look down. My eyes widen as I watch the dust float up into the sky. My heart begins to beat quickly, and I run outside, and I try to use my wand as the dust rises out of my wand. What is happening with my magic? As I drop to my knees, the building crumbles, and a wild dog that is black and white with its fur a mess. I bend down to the dog and smile. I'll name you Spirit. I pet the dog's head. Spirit is pulling on my leg and running into the path of the forest. I stand there, and the dog stops and looks at me, tilting his head. I begin walking toward the dog as I begin noticing the aura glow of Spirit is fading. A knot is in my stomach, and an erratic heartbeat that is rising and falling unevenly. My moonlight shines into my soft gray eyes. There are glitter paw prints on the ground as Spirit is walking. The longer I walk, the path begins to shrink. Then, after a few moments, Spirit stops and barks. I look down the path. Are you sure? I speak to Spirit. Spirit jumps in circles and barks at me. I see a shadow of a person. I walk closer. Spirit, the mutt, is standing next to the girl. I look up at her golden eyes. Hey, I'm sorry my dog ran up to you. He's been acting weird lately. Her golden eyes glistening in the light as she's looking at me. I guess my dog wanted us to meet. My name is Irena. Completely being honest here, I don't know why Spirit led me to you. But he's really sick, and I need to find someone to heal him. My name is Florina. Beautiful name that you have. Do you believe in fate, Flora? I pause for a moment, reflecting on the question. I do believe in fate, but what are you saying? Here lately, since being alone, my belief in fate is dwindling.
Spirit drops to the ground. Limbs are limp. I run over to him, dropping onto my knees.
No, you can't leave me. You are all that I have.
I hold Spirit in my hands as my body turns into fairy dust and floats into the sky. I hurry and open my magical bag and take out my wand, not thinking that it won't work. I try to use my magic, but nothing works.
What am I doing? I have no magic now. I can't save Spirit.
The ground is shaking as I get to my feet. I see a moon necklace on her.
Cute necklace.
Then I notice it glowing.
Wait, we both have the same necklace on. It's identical, and both are glowing. What does that mean? Can you tell me what has happened to you? Like everything that has happened so far?
Flora says. I'm holding onto my necklace and fidgeting with it, looking down at the necklace and looking at her.
Here is everything I know. Today I woke up and my powers were gone. In my broken castle, my crown dropped and shattered. And that is when it all started. After that, I went outside to try to use my magic with my wand, and nothing. And after that, Spirit was leading me to you. You're not going to believe me, but after my mother died, I went through her box of hers, and she had a letter for me to open when she died. In the letter, it says that I had a sister. Never said what the sister's name was, but was stated that I was to find her by the necklace. I have a feeling that we are sisters.
The silence is in the air. I look at her, my mouth open.
Sisters? Is that really possible? Anything is possible. I mean, we are both magical. Was magical, but I have nothing now, I say. Maybe the last spirit knew we were sisters, and brought you here to meet me because he knew that we were sisters. Maybe he had his own little mission of his own,
Florina says.
He didn't want me to be alone. He brought me to you because he knew we were family. Maybe there's the last mission of that spirit. We must be blood sisters, or at least half. What is your last name?
I ask her.
Wild is my last name.
Flora smiles.
Is fate real? 'Cause that's my last name also.
The silence between us is thick as we stare at each other.
So you are a goddess like me?
A storm arrives quickly, and out of the blue, rain is pouring, and lightning is striking. Flora pulls my arm, and we are running to a little shack.
We have a lot to talk about,
Flora says. I smile at her as I shiver.
Yeah, need to get out of the dark and into the light, if you get what I mean. Loud and clear,
Flora says.
All right. Cool. Very nice, very nice. So, kind of has a little happy ending there. I mean, the dog is the dog doesn't make it, but the I guess kind of pulls it together at the last second with family. That's cool. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So, if you were to continue this, what would have been the circumstances that they were separated by? Would it be like maybe a war between deities or something like that, or what exactly would have led to their separation, or was it just deity responsibilities? Yeah, that with the short stories, that tends to be the issue. I mean, I've actually had that happen a couple times. I think the first one I ever did was, I think it's called Hell's Return. It follows like waking up of Hel, the Norse goddess of the underworld. But and I think like the first time I did it, I was trying writing, and then I was like, okay, cool, and then, well, yeah, that's what I mean. They were split at birth. What I mean is, what led to that? Did, like, when you're saying they're split at birth, was it one person and the deity was chopped in half or something like that, or were they both born on the same day, basically twins, and then something led to them being separated? What was that event is what I'm after. Also, Mama Rednecks are twins are separated and no clue have that event. Okay, no, just curious, making conversation about it. All right, so Mama Rednecks and Pans. You guys kind of go. So we're gonna wrap this up with a little bit more reading on this and stuff. So, kind of decided to do Sacred Tears. Is there a specific chapter you wanted me to read out of Sacred Tears? Or just start from the beginning? I'm a pantser. Yeah, I'm that way too. I fully understand that. All right, let me get into the yard. That's my... Nice! Very nice, Ink. And, like I said, I hope to see more. Okay. So, well, let me ask this also. Should I read it from the beginning of Sacred Tears or the beginning of Guardians? Because while they are connected, both can stand alone as their own story. Guardians is the sequel book. Right, I saw that. Guardians? Okay. All right. Let me get over here. Okay, does this have... It's all good. Okay, I could have sworn... this had a dark... I could... Because I'm going to be reading off of this off of Wattpad, so I could have sworn this had a dark mode, but... I... Actually, hold on. Let me go to Inkit first. Let me see if that has a dark mode. Callie! Welcome, welcome! How are you doing? Nice. And you are just in time. There we go. For the prologue of Maple Story, the novel Guardians, that I'm going to be reading out, just to give you guys a teaser, so you guys can go check it out. Now, before we continue, I want to let you guys know that the prologue, or that Guardians, is the second book in the series of Maple Story, the novel. So if you guys want to check it out, you can go to here, use either one of those links, and check out the first book, Sacred Tears, and then Guardians, if you so desire. All right? All right. Let me get it over to the writing office. All right, here we go. Maple Story the novel. Guardians. Prologue. Great shadows spread across the ground as broad wings blocked out the sun. The ground shook as Balrog's hoof-like feet landed, cracking and buckling the ground. Above him, Balrog's old master hovered high above him. Resurrecting the others who, in the distant past, terrorized Osiria. Pink Bean, Horntail, Papulatus, and Urgoth all stood below the Black Mage, awaiting orders or giving thanks for their new life. Descending from the skies above the sleeping wood, he drove his palms down with an ethereal growl. Black power burrowed through the water, causing it to churn violently. Dark colors flashed as explosions erupted from far below the surface. Waves crashed against the beach as the giant fish Pionus surfaced. Even from the distant continent of Osiria, the ancient warrior Aran watched with a conquered sigh. The power permeating the air made him feel sick. Behind him, the Empress Cygnus and her knights stood watching the horrifying sight unfold with defeat in their eyes. I failed us all. I could not stop the Black Wings. I was unable to prevent the occupation of Edelstein or Victoria. And now this, Cygnus whimpered, tucking a part of her mass of golden hair behind her ear. The chief knight Mihail set his gauntlet on her shoulder. You did everything possible, Empress. Don't blame yourself, he soothed. Chief Knight Hawkeye chuckled with a sneer and shook his head, leaning against a tree. Yeah, like you could do any better, sunshine. Mihail reached for his sword, stopped by the elegant archer Chief Knight Irina. The youngest of them, Chief Knight Oz, brushed back the hood of her blazing red cloak and glared at Hawkeye.
If you weren't so busy playing around all the time, Hawkeye, we might have stopped Eleanor sooner,
she shouted, instantly making Hawkeye pick up his weight and stand with his shoulders drawn back. Excuse me? You're blaming all of this on me? What about you? You're the one always complaining that your powers are too weak to do anything. Calm yourself! Enough! Calm yourself! Irina scolded, stepping between them. Fighting amongst ourselves will accomplish nothing. The Black Mage has risen, yes. We all failed to prevent it, yes. For now, we must return to Herbtown and ensure that everyone is safe. We may have put down a scouting party of Skelligon, but who is to say the Black Mage or the Wings haven't accounted for it? Aran listened to the angry words of the knights. Many hundreds of years ago, he and the other heroes had argued in the very same manner once they had learned of Minerva's death. When something moved within his peripheral vision, Aran turned to see his daughter Liliane and Chief Knight Eckhart. When Cygnus caught sight of her knight, she called to him.
Eckhart, report.
As he turned around, he took the mask from his face and pinched the bridge of his nose. A cool breeze weaved through the trees, playing with her light blue and white dress. There is no end to his power. I couldn't get close enough to look to see who had freed him, Eckhart said, watching in shame the events unfold before them.
You did what you could, Eckhart,
Cygnus assured, as the other knights came over and watched a dark light pulsing from the center of Victoria Island. Aran hung his head. Was our sacrifice after all this time for nothing? He thought to himself, leaning against a nearby tree and resting his forehead against his arm. As the thought dampened his spirit, a long-forgotten memory came to him. There is still one hope for this world, Aran announced.
What do you mean? There is no hope for this world,
Cygnus asked. Still, she let herself feel some hope at the prospect of some salvation. Yes, there is. The 5 masters of Osiria. Don't you remember? We sent them to another world to keep 4 of the 5 crystals away from the Black Wings.
We could bring them back, and they could use the power of the crystals to defeat him, Aran explained, speaking faster with each word. At the mention of the Masters, Cygnus's shoulders dropped as the hope in her heart died away.
Aran, we sent them to that world almost 20 years ago. Grendel himself even said that living there is far less hazardous than here in Osiria. They might all need retraining or started families. Time may move differently in that world. It may have been a century or more for all we know,
Cygnus argued, but Aran still insisted. Yes, it may have been many years ago, but we have to try. Otherwise, we truly will be without all hope. Once we return to Herbtown, I will go and retrieve them, he said. Cygnus pursed her lips and lowered her brow, wanting to believe that Aran was right. Reluctantly, she nodded in agreement.
I hope you're not wrong, Aran.
Alrighty. So, I'm probably going to regret this, but I open the floor for critique. What saith thee? I know there's that one mistake at the beginning that I gotta work on, but what say thee? What say thou? Broken right in half. Oh, darn pans!
All right, let's see. Get over here.
I see a bunch of snaps and a yes over here. So, I mean, that at least says you liked it. But there are a lot of characters to open with. While the amazing voice acting helps, you can still hear their own voices in the text. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, yes, I know there are a lot of characters, and I probably could slim it down a little bit, but I wanted to give the sense at least that the Empress Cygnus was basically blaming herself, and also kind of follow the timeline of the game itself. Aran was the first hero class to come out in the game, so I wanted to make sure that he was that, but their individuals is important. They're all gathered after this big moment. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure that there was, maybe some kind of throwing around some blame somewhere around. It definitely has its bits, but it sounds like you know what needs working on. Okay, cool. Yeah, it has been a while since I worked on it. So, going back and reading it again, I get as much as I can, but there are still things that I miss. So, going back and reading it, will show those things. But also, comments from you guys will help me to continue making it better. Whether you leave them on the page itself or you leave them, let me know what's up here. It's all good. And it all helps. Trust me. I honestly, anytime I put my story up for any one of my stories up for critique, I honestly have the thought in mind that if somebody goes back with it, it'll just be nothing but red text. And basically just someone writes it in big red letters across it, scrap it, rewrite it all. At least that's what comes to mind. So it's probably like a little overblown there, but yeah. Anyways, thanks you all for coming. I hope you were all at least mildly entertained by what you saw. And I hope to see you on the next one, which will be tomorrow, starting at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we are going to be going into MapleStory, the game again. That's what happens to me sometimes. My friend who does my editing is a big grammar freak, whereas I do not care for it. Yeah, I am. Blah, blah, blah. I have problems with English mechanically a lot of times. We're going back into MapleStory, and we're going to be doing Act 2 tomorrow. Act 2, I think, and maybe 3 of Heroes of Maple. Last week we gathered we went through, we witnessed the very sad death of Afrian, the father to Mir, and we also gathered the heroes on a mission to try and stop Damien. What that mission is, we shall see, because we are following the magician Freud, or the dragon mage's Freud's memories and last thoughts as a contingency. So we shall be doing that. And then this coming Wednesday, we shall be going back and doing some more writing. I believe Wednesday will be my last... Oh, no. So we have 2 more May the Words streams left to do, next Wednesday and Friday, where we shall be doing some more just straight up writing. And Friday, this is the second week, so we shall have a new prompt here. Let me see if I can get one for you guys really quick. All right, so we'll see if this sounds a little interesting to you, but this is the prompt for this week. This one I made up entirely on my own, right here. Never before has the winter been so cold. It is so cold, in fact, that even the core of the planet is beginning to cool. Scientists from all over are trying to find a solution, but no one can figure out what
is happening.
So, right away, let your imagination flow and let us save the planet with this one. Hugo! Yeah, we're just coming to the end over here. Sorry about that. Quinceañera. Nice. So this will be the prompt, and I will put this up on my YouTube channel. So comment, or not comment section, but post section. So that way you guys can have it to refer to it later. And yeah, this will be the prompt for next Friday. So take it, read it, write it, have fun. And let's see if we can warm the heart of the planet. But yeah, that is where we're going to call it for today. And don't forget to add your words to the May the Words thing. Hold on, let me pull them up. Use that link right there to add your words to any of the streamers that you have been watching. Doesn't have to be me, can be anybody you want. And let's see if we can reach the 2.25 million word goal. We're almost there. We're like 7% away from it. So
I will see you on the next one.
There's a feeling deep inside. Let it be your prayer. Show me the power you can hide.
Thanks for coming to my stream. Get some rest, dream of tomorrow, and keep the imagination rolling. I go live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday at these times, so if you don't want to miss a stream, subscribe or follow to become a coin of the vault. May the Words is rolling all month long, and we have a collective goal of 1.5 million words. Be sure and check out these other May the Words streamers for all things writing, and give them a follow too. I hope to see you next time, so until then, my friends.
The you that's hidden deep, deep down, and like the fire in yourself. Never be afraid to fall. Throw yourself into it. Victory's waiting for you. Go fight, show your energy. Don't slow down, no time to waste. Nothing's stopping you now. It's gonna be your day. Hopes and wishes never fade. Fight to make them stronger. Nothing will take them from you. Go fight, show your